Are you a non-citizen parent living in San Francisco? Or maybe you know someone who is? If so, this presentation is for you.
Legal history. In 2016, local voters passed a new law allowing certain non-citizen parents to vote in school board elections. This law was challenged in 2022, but in August 2023, the California Court of Appeal decided to allow non-citizen parents of children living in San Francisco to continue to vote in local school board elections. Topics. In this presentation, we will explain who can register and vote in the San Francisco School Board election on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Then, we will review how to register to vote. Finally, we will go over different voting options. Non-citizen voting requirements. Local law allows you to vote in school board elections if all of the following are true. You will be at least 18 years old on election day. You are the parent or guardian of a child who will be under 19 on election day. Both you and your child are living in San Francisco. You are not in state or federal prison for the conviction of a felony. A court has not found you incompetent to vote.
If all of those things are true, you can register to vote in the next school board election on November 5th, 2024. It is very important to note that this law does not give non-citizens the right to vote in any other contests. For example, non-citizens can't vote for president or mayor. Because non-citizen voters can only vote in school board contests, the ballot you receive from the Department of Elections will only include a school board contest.
Non-citizen voter registration form.
Let's talk about the non-citizen registration form.
Prior to voting, you must complete and submit a non-citizen voter registration form produced by the Department of Elections. This form is available in many languages, including English, Chinese, Spanish, Filipino, Vietnamese, and Arabic. The form asks you to confirm all the eligibility requirements we have just reviewed, as well as provide some additional information, such as your name and address. You are asked to provide this information so that the Department of Elections can send you the correct voting materials and determine your assigned polling place. Important notice and legal help. Your personal information will only be used by the Department of Elections for official elections-related purposes. However, be aware that the department could be asked to provide this information to federal entities, as stated in the important notice at the top of the registration form. The important notice reads, "Any information you provide to the Department of Elections, including your name and address, may be obtained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and other agencies, organizations, and individuals. In addition, if you apply for naturalization, you will be asked whether you have ever registered or voted in a federal, state, or local election in the United States. You may wish to consult with an immigration attorney, an organization that protects immigrant rights, or other knowledgeable sources before providing any personal information to the Department of Elections and before registering to vote in San Francisco Board of Education elections. You can find on the Department of Elections website a list of nonprofit organizations that specialize in protecting the rights of immigrants. Please consider this notice carefully. If you like, you can bring it to an attorney before you decide whether you want to register and vote in San Francisco school board elections. While we cannot provide legal advice or help with immigration questions, there are many people in San Francisco who can do that, and we can help you find some of those people. Just visit our website at sfelections.org/ncv or ask us.
Recent update to Form N-400 Application for Naturalization. On April 1st, 2024, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services released a new version of Form N-400 Application for Naturalization. In Part 9, Question 2 of the new version of Form N-400, applicants are asked whether they have registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States. Applicants who have only voted in a local election where non-citizens are eligible to vote, such as the San Francisco Board of Education elections since 2018, may now answer no to this question. We continue to encourage non-citizens seeking advice about the naturalization process, including questions related to voting, to contact an attorney or organization specializing in immigration-related matters before submitting any declaration.
How to register to vote. If you decide you do want to register to vote in the November 5th, 2024 school board election, there are several ways to get a non-citizen registration form. You can get this form from the Department of Elections by calling 415-554-4375, visiting us in person at Room 48 of City Hall, or online at sfelections.org/ncv. But remember, if you are a non-citizen, you should not use the California voter registration form. That form requires you to state that you are a citizen, which would not be true or legal. Single election registration. Unlike citizen voters, non-citizen voters must register to vote for every school board election. This means that even if you are registered for the last school board election 2 years ago, you will need to register again if you want to vote in the November 5th, 2024 school board election.
Registration confirmation. Once we receive your voter registration form, we will send you confirmation in the mail. You can also confirm using the Non-Citizen Voter Information Portal at sfelections.org/ncv portal. Through this tool, you can also view your sample ballot, track your vote-by-mail ballot, and find your assigned polling place. Election materials. If you register at least 2 weeks before Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, we will mail you a ballot and a booklet with election information. These materials will be in 4 languages: English, Chinese, Filipino, and Spanish. After October 21st, 2024, you can still register, get those materials, and vote in person at a polling place or the City Hall Voting Center.
Voting options, in person or by mail. Like all other voters in San Francisco, you can vote by mail or in person. Let's review both of these options. Voting by mail. We will mail you a voting packet in October. This packet will have a vote-by-mail ballot listing only the school board contest, voting and ballot return instructions, and an I voted sticker. It will also have a ballot return envelope. If you use a blue USPS box to return your voted ballot, you do not need a stamp. You can also return your ballot to a voting site or an official ballot drop box. You can find ballot drop box locations in the city at sfelections.org/ballot drop-off. Voting deadline. If you return your voted ballot by mail, be sure to seal, complete, and sign the return envelope. Please remember to return it by Election Day. If you use a blue USPS box on Election Day, make sure the mail hasn't already been picked up. If you deliver the ballot in person, be sure to get to the official ballot drop box or voting site before 8 p.m. when the polls close. Online ballot. You can also get your ballot online at sfelections.org/ncv access. If you are a voter with a disability, you can use a personal device or ask someone to help you mark your ballot. When you finish marking your choices, you will need to print out your ballot and return it by mail or hand delivery. Voting in person. You can vote in person at the City Hall Voting Center, which will open on October 7th. Or, on Election Day only, you can vote at your polling place. If you are not sure where your polling place is located, just check the booklet you receive in the mail or contact us. How do you vote in person? Once you get to the front of the line, you will give your name and address to a poll worker and you will sign the roster of voters. Then you'll be given a ballot with only the school board contest. After marking your choices, you will scan your ballot in a voting machine. The voting process at the City Hall Voting Center is similar, but instead of signing the roster and putting your ballot in the voting machine, you will sign the ballot envelope, seal your voted ballot inside, and put the envelope in the ballot box instead. Voting help. Many poll workers and Department of Election staff speak a language other than English. You will see this written on their name tags, and you can ask them for help. You can also use voting tools like Easy Grip pens and page magnifiers. If you like, you can use a touchscreen or audio ballot instead of a paper ballot. You can also ask a friend to help you, as long as they aren't your boss or from your union, and as long as they don't try to tell you how to vote. And if people who help you see your choices on your ballot, they have to keep them secret.
Poll worker. Another way you can participate in the election is by serving as a poll worker. Poll workers play a vital role on Election Day by serving voters at local polling places and can earn up to $295 for their service. For more information and to apply, visit sfelections.org/PWA. More information. This concludes our presentation. If you still have questions, please visit sfelections.org/ncv. This page provides many details, along with links to organizations who can help you with your personal immigration situation. Or, if you prefer, call our staff at 415-554-4375, visit our office in City Hall, room 48, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., or write to us at sfvote@sfgov.org. Thank you for your time and attention.